We celebrate cheese and all things dairy basically year-round in Wisconsin. After all, we are America's dairyland. But June is the official National Dairy Month, so for this month's Wandering Wisconsin, we're talking cheese. There are many types of artisan cheese made in Wisconsin, but today we'll learn about a gouda maker who brought traditional Dutch cheese making to the state. Her name is Marika Penterman, and she's the owner of Marika Gouda in Thorpe, Wisconsin. She and Travel Wisconsin's Amanda Weibel joined Lake Effect's Becky Mortensen to share what makes Wisconsin cheese so special.
It's finally summer in Wisconsin, and lots of people are planning their kind of quintessential weekend getaways to cabins or campsites. But today we're going to offer something a little different for people to try, but still very Wisconsin. We're talking about ways to celebrate Dairy Month, which is going on now in June. So to start, Amanda, can you talk a little bit about the importance of the dairy industry to our state?
The dairy industry is so important to Wisconsin, Becky, and you can see that reflected in both large and small communities throughout the state. I actually grew up on a dairy farm, so it's certainly a topic that's close to home for me, and I know so many other Wisconsinites have those personal connections to the industry as well. In fact, according to Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, Wisconsin is home to nearly 6,000 dairy farms. That's more than any other state. So there is certainly a reason we are known as America's dairyland. And of course, cheese plays a large role in that. 90% of Wisconsin's milk is made into cheese, and Wisconsin produces a quarter of America's cheese. That includes nearly half of the country's specialty cheeses. Our reputation as America's dairyland gives us these unique opportunities for agritourism experiences, and June is the perfect month where we get to celebrate that. It might mean a trip to the National Historic Cheesemaking Center in Monroe, or maybe the Cheese Counter and Dairy Heritage Center in Plymouth, which is the cheese capital of the world. Or it's also a great time to explore one of our state's craft cheese stores and learn about our cheesemakers.
There are over 1,000 cheesemakers in Wisconsin, so today we're going to focus on one. It's in Thorpe, Wisconsin, Marika Gouda. Marika, first tell us a bit about the cheese that you make.
Well, we make actually a farmstead Dutch-style Gouda, and that's a little bit based on where our roots come from. Rolf and I both come from a tiny country out of Europe that is mainly producing a Gouda cheese, which when I came over here, I would go to the supermarkets and I would find, so many beautiful cheeses. I just couldn't find some good Gouda. I only found the Red Wax Goudas, and that's one of the reasons why we came here. And like Amanda, I grew up on a dairy farm too, and Rolf did that too. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we moved to Wisconsin too, is because it's so well known as a dairy state. Going back to what we do here is, again, we are a farmstead, meaning that we have the cows right here on the farm, where we also produce our cheese. So we feel like within 5 hours, we get the fresh milk from our own Gouda ladies, turned in a bundle of joy, our Gouda wheels, right here on the farm. So yeah, dairy farm is very close to us and very important to us to have our own cows here. And we also have it open for public. So we love it when people come visit us and come cuddle with the cows and snuggle with the calves.
I saw that on your website when I was looking around at the tours that you do offer cow cuddling. So if someone was to come for a tour, what could they expect?
So you can come and pet the calves and cows. So we give tours in the month of June, July, and August on a walk-in base. So 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which will give you a little bit of a behind the scene kind of feeling. So then you can come through the barn. Normally people can come and we have secured areas where they can see how we milk our cows and how the milk gets made into cheese. And then they can come and sample our cheeses. We also have a little cafe where they can enjoy some Gouda incorporated into their meals. And otherwise, we also have some fun stuff for little kids. We have a kangaroo jumper, and we just got our racetrack. It's a little tiny racetrack with paddle carts go-karts where people can have their kids on it. But hey, that fun is also for adult people. So.
And coming up in July, you've got the Within the Limited Farm Festival happening. So why would you recommend people come to check that out?
Because I feel like we love to share the passion we have for the dairy industry. It's very important to know where your milk comes from. And I think it's for us as a dairy farmer also important to open our doors to show what we do. I feel like there's still a lot of miscommunication about sometimes what we do on the farm. And we would love to show people. And I have to be honest, before I started making cheese, I had no idea how to make cheese. I went to a dairy school. I have my bachelor degree in dairy business, but I did not know nothing about cheese making. So I would go to the store and I would pick out a piece of cheese and I would think, wow, that's a lot of money. So now I started to make cheese, and now I go to the store and pick up a piece of cheese and think that's not enough money, because now I know what it's all involved. And I feel like it's so important that we tell our stories, what we do, and how wonderful cows are in general. We have samples, we have vendors, local vendors, all kinds of fun stuff to do. I would love for people to come and see kids interact with calves and see that brown Swiss cows do not make chocolate milk, for an example. I'm sorry.
Thorpe is a pretty small community, but it's not far from Chippewa Falls. So, Amanda, if people want to visit the farm, maybe come to that festival, are there places nearby that they could stay?
Absolutely. There's some great options nearby in Chippewa Falls. If you're looking for a boutique experience in a picturesque lakeside setting, check out the Inn on Lake Wissota. It's a bed and breakfast, and it's got really spacious rooms and, of course, that classic Wisconsin hospitality. There are 4 different modern guest rooms that accommodate 2 individuals. They also come with a private bathroom, whirlpool tub, and a fireplace. So the Inn on Lake Wissota is perfect for couples traveling to the Chippewa Falls area. If you're bringing your family, you have a larger travel party, a great option is the Cobblestone Hotel and Suites in downtown Chippewa Falls. It has a great central location that's in walking distance to many of the restaurants, breweries, and attractions downtown. Like, of course, the Chippewa Candy Shop, great for anyone with a sweet tooth. And they have, any type of candy that you can imagine, chocolate-covered nuts, a rainbow of flavors of gummy bears, saltwater taffy, and so much more. And another destination you really need to visit if you're staying in downtown Chippewa Falls is the Leinie Lodge. In the tasting room, you can sip on your favorite Leinenkugel's beer or try something new. They have more than 15 beers on tap. And then definitely consider joining one of their tours. They have tours daily at the Leinenkugel's Historic Brewery.
And if folks aren't full from all of the cheese that they can try, what are some places you'd recommend they check out for a meal in the area?
If you're staying in Chippewa Falls, treat yourself with a visit to Max's Bistro and Bar. They specialize in coastal Mexican cuisine, so you can find dishes like seafood pasta entrees, grilled cuts of swordfish and mahi-mahi, and fantastic fish tacos. If you're looking for a high-end dining experience, stop by the Wissota Chop House. It's a steakhouse that specializes in grilled cuts of Angus, and of course, they pair perfectly with Wisconsin craft beer. And you can finish off the meal in Wisconsin fashion with one of Wissota Chop House's dessert drinks, like the Grasshopper Martini.
There are a lot of varieties of artisan cheese that come out of this state. Marika, yours is obviously award-winning. So what is it that makes your Gouda special? Why would you recommend people give it a try?
I feel like we try to, it's not like we copied, but we want to give it a real Dutch touch to it. So we have, our equipment is from Holland, our cultures are from Holland, but we use the good Wisconsin milk. And one of the biggest compliments is when somebody from Holland even says, like, this tastes even better than Holland. And believe it or not, we have people that say that they thought it was even tasting better than the Dutch Goudas from Holland. Like an older lady from Holland says, it isn't Gouda if it's not Marika Gouda. And we're very proud of that. And I think the awards that we have won, we beat the Dutch a couple times, which is very exciting too. We have many different flavors. We have a burning nettle melange. We have a cumin, smoked Gouda, smoked cumin. Summerfield's fenugreek is actually one of our first award winner. When we started on November 2006, so about 16 and a half years ago, our first award winner was our fenugreek gouda. We're now close to 200 awards, and one of them being in 2013, we were nominated the best cheese in America, and that's how I got my green card. So I call it always my green card cheese. Due to that, we've been through the extraordinary ability route. Normally, only professors and athletes are able to get that visa. But now I'm the first cheesemaker. So I think that's what makes our cheese stand out too, is the quality of milk. And we all are very dedicated to provide people with the highest quality piece of product of gouda that you can find.
Well, Amanda and Marika, thank you both for joining me for Wandering Wisconsin.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Marika Penterman is the owner of Marika Gouda. Amanda Weibel is the communications officer for Travel Wisconsin. They spoke with Lake Effect's Becky Mortensen for Wandering Wisconsin. You can find past conversations with other travel recommendations at wuwm.com. You can also download Wandering Wisconsin as a podcast.